All right, make sure you have your notebook, a pencil, and some crayons to highlight with. Today we're going to consolidate some of our understanding about exponents and make sure we get our notes on paper. So, make sure you've spelled exponents correctly, E-X-P-O-N-E-N-T-S. When in sight, spell it right. This little 2, it's called a superscript. This little 2 is an exponent, and exponents show repeated multiplication. Remember, you can pause if I'm going too fast for you. Exponents show repeated multiplication. So I have 4 to the second power here, or 4 squared. The exponent represents how many times, exponents represent how many times a number, exponents represent how many times a number is multiplied by itself. Exponents represent how many times a number is multiplied by itself. So it's repeated multiplication of a number, and the exponent shows how many times that happens. Remember, we don't highlight everything, we just highlight parts to focus our attention. So there are multiple ways to represent what an exponent is trying to show us. The first way is called exponential notation. That's also just how an exponent is regularly written, exponential notation. That's a fancy way of saying write the exponent. So in this box, in this first box, we're going to rewrite what you already see, 4 squared, or 4 to the second power. So the 4 is a regular size, and the 2 is above the 4 and a little bit smaller. We call that superscript. 4 squared, or 4 to the second power. Then we're going to write that in word form, and I've already said it a couple of times. 4 to the second power, or 4 squared. I think I'm going to have to zoom in. Oh, nope, I got it. 4 squared. We could also show the factors that this represents as well. Now remember, exponents represent how many times a number is multiplied by itself. So the base number is your factor, and the exponent determines how many times it will be there. So our base number is 4, and it needs to be multiplied by itself twice. So there's 2 4s, 4 times 4. And we could also multiply 4 by 4, which gives us 16, and that's going to be your standard form of your number. So exponents represent how many times a number is multiplied by itself. Any number raised to the first power is itself. So 4 to the first power is just 4. 10 to the first power is 10. 1,000,000 to the first power is 1,000,000. 32 to the first power is 32. It's kind of like how when we have a whole number like 16, we could always place a decimal point and a 0 after the decimal point. It's there, but it's not really there. So every single whole number has an exponent of 1, whether you place it there or not. Anything to the first power is itself. All right, that's it. Oh, yep. So it's like how 16, we could put a decimal point and a 0 afterwards, but we don't need to. And so we're going to write the simplest form of the number. Okay, those were our quick notes on exponents to consolidate some of our learning. Thanks for watching.